breaking fucking records radio.
With analog and digital, what do you see best fit? Like, a lot of people are keeping analog in with the digital, but this seems like music is going pure digital.
Music is going pure digital.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just getting better. I mean, you crank up your sampling rates, and the gear is always getting better. There's going to come a point where it really won't matter whether it's analog or digital, because the generation that will be using the gear won't have any memory of what analog sounds like, so it doesn't really matter. But there are always going to be people pushing the envelope to make sure that your sampling rates are really, really high. And, the stuff that we're using with CDs, for example, I mean, that's technology rooted in the middle 1970s. It had this Red Book CD standard. We haven't updated it at all. So I think this is part of the reason vinyl has come back, because vinyl does have that warm analog sound. And as for storing music long term, nothing beats plastic. Nothing beats vinyl.
Yeah.
It doesn't deteriorate. The only thing that might be better at keeping things long term is microfilm, and it's really hard to store music on microfilm. So
I never even heard of microfilm. What is that?
Oh my.
Something, eh?
Microfilm is basically pictures of things like newspapers and magazines, and they're put on little, what looks like spools of tape, and they're stored in libraries.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's, if you want to see what was the
Yeah.
Toronto Star in 1924, you would go and you'd get microfilm.
Yeah.
There's special big readers in the library. That has longevity if the film is properly kept, but nothing's better than storing music in grooves made of plastic.
You think vinyl is, well, it is coming back right now.
Well, it's been coming back since 2008. I mean, people are saying that this is a fad. Well, if it's a fad, we're into 8 years of this fad, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and increasing by double digits every single year. So it's going to be with us for a while.
I actually heard the other day, I might have even been you that was talking about it, about the way that they can create vinyl now is the grooves are twice as deep or something?
Okay, so they have this. There's an Austrian company that's come up with something that they call high definition vinyl, which is a new manufacturing process. I mean, the way we've made vinyl really hasn't changed since 1958, when the original mono vinyl was, they figured out a way to make stereo, to put stereo information in the grooves. That's 1958. We haven't changed the way we make vinyl, really, since then. So now here's a new manufacturing process that might be able to put more bumps in each of the grooves. And if you put more bumps in each of the grooves, that's more music information, and that should result in better sounding playback. And the beautiful thing is, it's still a stylus being dragged through a groove, so if your stylus is good enough, and it should be, you don't need a new turntable, you don't need a new stereo system, you should just be able to put this new high-definition vinyl on, and it should sound better.
That's very interesting for the future.
That's
It
crazy.
opens up a lot of more doorways. So anything else you'd like to add?
I had something, but then that just threw me off, actually.
It's pretty intense, eh?
That's pretty...
High definition vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, there have been other attempts at making vinyl sound better. One of the things we have is the heavyweight vinyl, the 180 gram or 200 gram or 220 gram record. Again, you have a heavier, thicker record, which means the grooves can be deeper, which theoretically means more information can be stored in the grooves, and the record stays flatter. There's less warping. There's less what's called skating, and there's less bad tracking of the needle through the groove. Then there were half masters and a whole bunch of other things that were tried in the 70s that really never caught on. So I'm hoping that this high def thing, I mean, all the vinyl I buy right now is minimum 180 grams. And
how big is your record collection?
8,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine it's probably huge.
So you have that in a room somewhere?
In the basement.
In a basement.
Yeah. How do you store something like that? Is it all boxes on the wall?
No, not boxes. I have dedicated shelving.
Yeah?
Really?
Like a record shop almost?
It's like a honest-to-God music library, because I took the record shelves from a music library.
No kidding,
So
right?
they're really heavy laminated wood panel or wood squares, and they come in sections, and I got a bunch of them downstairs. And
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. That is insane.
What's your most prized possession record, like your rarest? If you could pick one out of so many. Or few.
Ooh. I have a weird rough trade direct-to-disc from the 1970s. Direct-to-disc meant, that was the old school way of making records before multi-track.
Okay.
And in order to make it sound better, you would get rid of the whole tape process between performance and pressing. So you would record directly to 2-track acetate. No overdubs, no mistakes, no nothing.
Holy.
So the direct-to-disc came back. I mean, this is the way they used to do things until magnetic tape came in the late 1940s. Is you would assemble a band around some microphones, and you would record into a machine which would cut it right into the vinyl master.